Hey, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun with Benzion. Today's daf is Nazir daf Ted Zion, number 16. A new parak, the third parak. Let's start from the beginning of the parak. Misha Amar Harini Nazir Megalech Yom Shloshim Ve'echad V'Megalech Yom Shloshim Yatza. Technically, if you take a Nazir, it's a Stam Nazir, Shloshim Yom. So Achalokas Daf Hey Rav Masna Bar Pada. Right? Is it 30 days, 29 days? We're passing like Rav Masna, 30 days, which is the seemingly obvious explanation of our Mishnah. The simple explanation of our Mishnah follows Rav Masna. 30 days, a full 30 days. And then you're supposed to end your Nazir on the 31st day. You bring karbanos, you shave your head. If you ended it early on the 30th day, you're Yotzei B'di'efen, or even Rav Masna would agree to that because we brought a Shita, right, to a Tanaic opinion, that it says B'yom Melos, right? Sometimes a Chodesh is Malay, sometimes a Chodesh is Chaser, so it's possible to have a Nazirus of 29 days. Then the Mishnah continues. Harini Nazir Shloshim Yom. He says explicitly, I'm a Nazir for 30 days. Not a Stam Nazir. Stam Nazir is Harini Nazir. Is it 29 or 30 days? But here he says 30 days. According to everybody, even according to our Pada, you're not Yotza, because even Bar Pada only said it by a Stam Nazir, so by a 30-day Nazirus, he's Makabal upon himself 30 full days. And we don't say Mixes Yom Kekulo. Now let's jump towards the end of the Mishnah. Misha Amar Harini Nazir V'nitma Yom Shloshim Soser Sakol. You became Tameh on the 30th day. So it dismantles the entire Nazirus, because 30 days it's still you're in Nazirus. According to Rebbe Lezer, no, it doesn't dismantle the Nazirus. You just have to wait 7 days, and then you bring your Karbanos. Now, there's a difference between the beginning of our Mishnah and the end of the Mishnah. At the beginning of the Mishnah, right, B'di'evet, if you were Shomer 29 plus days, 29 days plus a portion of the 30th day, really, ostensibly, the reason for the ruling in the first Mishnah that if Mileach Yom Shloshim Yotzei is because of Mixas Hayom Kekula. I said before, it's because the Pasuk and below, sometimes it's Malay, sometimes it's Chaser, right? But you need 29 days. But you do need a 30th day because Mixas Hayom Kekulo. So, but you have Mixas Hayom Kekulo. So therefore, if you waited an hour and you brought the karbanos, you shaved on the 30th day, you have Mixas Hayom Kekulo. However, according to the Rabbanan, who we pass like, we don't pass like Rebbe Lezer. If you became Tameh in the beginning of the 30th day, even in the middle of the 30th day, even though Mixas Hayom Kekulo works in terms of ending your Nazirus, when you're still in the middle of the Nazirus, we don't say Mixas Hayom Kekulo. So why not? Why don't we say that his Nazirus is over and it's not so Sakol anymore? So the answer that the Mefarshim explained is that when I go ahead and bring my Karbanos and actively end my Nazirus on the 30th day, so I'm forcing us to paskin the Shiloh over here, right? How do you judge this day, right? Is his Nazirus complete? Is his Nazirus not complete? So we rely on Mixas Hayom Kekulo. Mixas Hayom Kekulo is not a svara lechatchila. It's a svara al yidei adchak. It's a svara dechuya. We talk about heter, to rely on something. There's hutra and dechuya. Hutra means basically there's no isra over here, and dechuya means there is a problem over here, but b'shas adchak we rely on something. So the concept of Mixas Hayom Kekulo is not a din lechatchila. Mixas Hayom Kekulo is a din b'di'evet. So once I end my Nazirus on the 30th day, I bring my Karbanos, I shave my head. So we're forced to figure out what happened over here. He has 29 full days, plus part of a 30th day. So but the Eved, we rely on Mixas Hayom Kekulo. However, in the second case in the Mishnah, where he did not end his Nazirus, he doesn't force us to paskin over here. He became Tameh in the middle of the 30th day. So he has 29 days of Tara, plus half a 30th day of Tara. But he's still in the middle of his Nazirus. He didn't end the Nazirus over here. We have a Safek. We're not sure, right? Mixas Hayom Kekulo, yes. Mixas Hayom Kekulo, no. Right? Mixas Hayom Kekulo is not, as far as we say the Chatchila, it's not a Hutra, it's a Dechuya. We say that in a Makom of Dchak, where we were forced to paskin. But here we're not forced to paskin, because he didn't end his Nazirus. His Nazirus can go on for another 50 days. If he doesn't end his Nazirus, we learned previously, he has to be Shomer his Nazirus. If he doesn't end his Nazirus, right, technically you can get Malchus, right? We learned there's a Baal Tosif, right? You get Malchus, we had a Brisa, right? If you don't end your Nazirus, the Nazirus goes on, even though the Stam Nazirus is 30 days, but if you don't end your Nazirus, and you're metame on the 35th day, right? Or you drink wine, you're sober gezar boim. You get malchus because Naziris is practical. Practical, you have to end it. You have to end the Naziris because that's what it is. By actively not drinking wine and not being metame on the mesim and not shaving, your Naziris continues until you end it. So therefore, since it continues until the end of it, we're not forced to paskin over here. We don't say mixes yom kikulo over here. We're not going to say mixes yom kikulo because there's no one forcing us to paskin. When you're forced to paskin to decide is a 30th day complete or not, we say mixes yom kikulo. But when I'm not forced to paskin because I didn't end my nazirus, so therefore we're not going to rely on mixes yom kikulo because there's no hechrech. There's nothing forcing us to decide whether part of the day is considered like the day. So therefore, we consider it to be part of the Nazir. The Nazir is not over until it's over, right? The ball game is not over until the fat lady sings. The Nazir is not over until they bring your korbanos. So therefore, there's no hechrech to force to say Mitzvah Yom Kikulo. So that's really what comes out over here. Mitzvah Yom Kikulo, we do apply. However, we only apply it b'shas hadchak because the concept of Mitzvah Yom Kikulo is not a din la'achila, it's a din b'di'evet. That's what I'd like to point out today. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.